Grace and peace to you. Welcome to Morning Watch. I'm Rob, one of the pastors here at White Plains. Glad to have you with us today on a Wednesday. Happy Wednesday, Owl. This is where we gather for a song and a thought for the day. So glad you're with us whenever you're watching. Thanks for tuning in. Good morning, Kenna. And let's begin our time together by going to God in prayer. Help me call a blessing down, for I think our poor old world needs it. A blessing of peace, a blessing of the ordinary, a blessing of national life without chaos and personal life without fear. Help me pray a healing down, for I know how much we need it. A strengthening of the bonds between us, simple respect and patient listening, a new beginning for us all. And help me welcome the sacred down, the wide-winged spirit drawn from every corner of heaven to walk among us once more, to show us again how it can be, when justice is the path and love the destination. Amen and amen. Well, I hope you've got your coffee. Ready for another one of these chilly days. You know, we've been talking so much about dance and Native American traditions in this latest chapter of Ladder to the Light, and how dance outweighs dogma, right? Because dance calls us together and allows for individuality while uniting to celebrate a common hope. Morning, Terry. And so, you know, it only seemed natural to throw this song in there. I know the ladies will be singing it on the women's retreat this coming weekend, so probably at some point, if I know Kelly Lynn. Good morning, Robin. Oh, here we go. I danced in the morning when the world was begun. I danced in the moon and the stars and the sun. I came down from heaven and I danced on the earth. At Bethlehem I had my birth. Dance then wherever you may be. I am the Lord of the dance, said he. I'll lead you all wherever you may be, and I'll lead you all in the dance, said he. Scribe and the Pharisee, they would not dance and they wouldn't follow me. I danced for the fishermen, for James and John, and they came with me, and the dance went on. Dance then, wherever you may be. I am the Lord of the dance, said he. I'll lead you all wherever you may be, and I'll lead you all in the dance, said he. I danced on the Sabbath and I cured the lame. The holy people said it was a shame. They whipped and they stripped and they hung me high. They left me there on a cross to die. Dance then wherever you may be. I am the Lord of the dance, said he. I'll lead you all wherever you body and they thought I had gone. But I am the dance and I still go on. Dancing wherever you may be. I am the Lord of the dance city. I'll lead you all wherever you may be, and I'll lead you all in the dance city. They cut me down and I leapt up high. I am the life that'll never die. I'll live in you if you'll live in me. I am the Lord of the dance city. Dancing wherever you will be. I am the Lord of the dance city. I'll lead you all wherever you may be, and I'll lead you all in the dance city. There you go. For y'all that are going on the retreat, I think Pastor Kelly Lynn will probably do it a little better than that. But there we go. That's my attempt. Yep, that's right, Emma. Good morning, Vernon. Good morning, Dr. Lee. Morning, Robin. Thanks, y'all. Thanks for being here. And good morning to you whenever you're watching. All right. So, yeah, we've been talking about this breaking down of barriers between faiths that Bishop Charleston says is essential to reclaiming the institution of spirituality and religion. He says religions are not bunkers unless they choose to be. The holy name is written in 1,000 ways, and the search for truth is chronicled by a host of explorers, and the collected wisdom of all our ancestors is open to all of us to learn and to understand. The land between us is not a battlefield, but an invitation. We can be a people at peace, respecting one another, caring for one another, living in the dream that we have for our children. If we will take the risk, if we will meet the other, come out of the trenches, stand up in the open air, there is no war if there are no soldiers. Religions are not bunkers unless they choose to be. Now, I talked a little bit about this yesterday. He says the alternative I'm suggesting here is not syncretism. Syncretism is when systems and beliefs and dogmas meld, right? Like Christians adopting some of the pagan traditions, like the Christmas tree and things like that. Syncretism is when we create a new sort of hybrid belief out of our previous belief systems. And that's not at all what he's suggesting here. He's not arguing for an all rivers lead to the same sea, or some form of all roads lead to God, right? That's not the theological position that he's arguing for. In fact, he's arguing really just the opposite of that. Native American spiritual systems show that people can retain their own deep convictions and practice their religious piety without interference. At the same time, they can be part of a communal system that invites and needs their participation for the welfare of the whole community. Imagine that. You be you, let me be me, and let us dance together in our commonality. Imagine that kind of a call in our religious and spiritual communities. And don't worry, his next chapter gets to politics. But for right now, we're dealing with our religious and our spiritual and cultural institutions. Imagine that kind of a call. the whole tribe of human beings. Whether that takes the form of actual dance is immaterial. The point is to put shared celebration, not competing truth claims, at the center of the religious system. These community celebrations would be designed to redirect the emphasis of our relationships away from what divides us and toward what unites us. Right now, many of our efforts at ecumenical or interreligious cooperation are struggling. These moments are often more window dressing than systemic change. They're well-intentioned, but they're often anemic, a little like meringue on a pie. I know, because I have attended many events that show a brief face of spiritual unity to the larger community, but which never penetrate the surface to affect real systemic change in our religious attitudes toward one another. That must change. If we want to overcome the darkness between people of faith, we must be intentional about helping them to recognize that they have more in common than what they imagine separates them. Embracing a truly inclusive spiritual system as a community means more than having a few showpiece moments when members of a religious hierarchy stand together for a photo op. It means hosting intentional gatherings for everyday people from different religious traditions to meet, to share a meal, to laugh and talk together without the presence of authority figures. Another writing is, let the people speak. Whoever said Native Americans are a stoic and silent people has never been to a community gathering at which decisions are being made. Each person must be heard, each person allowed to speak, and to speak until the words flow like the sound of water, a timeless current of experience surrounding the speakers, washing over them, mixing them like pebbles in a stream. Let the people speak, for in their language is the movement of change that takes as much time as it needs. Let the people speak, for in their words is the confirmation of what we have always known and the invitation to know what we have only begun to imagine. Charleston says the fifth rung of this ladder, from darkness to light, invites us to take action. It tells us there's something unexpected we can do. We can disorganize our religions. We can set aside our disagreements to allow room for people of every faith and every walk of life to simply interact. Our isolation in religious institutions smothers our hope. We must disorganize ourselves intentionally and consistently, and that means rearranging our priorities as institutions. Serious interreligious community exchange needs to be advanced with creative options for people to meet and engage without the interpretive presence of a religious hierarchy. So would this mean putting Christians, Muslims, Hindus, and Buddhists together with no formal agenda or sanctioned leadership to guide them? Yes, exactly. And it would give them only one agenda, apart from sharing a meal. They would share photos of their children. They would tell the funniest story about their families. They would talk about their hopes and their future. 1 hour of that exercise would be worth years of theological debate about who owns the Spirit of God. It's kind of a mic drop there. What else can you say but amen? Let's get it going. Let's at least look for opportunities and pray, thy kingdom come, O Lord, on earth as it is in heaven. Amen and amen. Well, thanks for being here, folks. Thanks for hanging in there with us. Morning, Lee. Morning, Florida. All right, I'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow. I know I'll see some of y'all for our Lenten study tonight at 6 o'clock at church. And we'll be doing an Unlikely Lent by Rachel Billups. Good, really good study. I'm filling in for Susan tonight at that. So, yeah, how about that, Kenna? Wow. Imagine all that. All right, y'all take care, and I will see you again tomorrow for another Morning Watch.